Um, but they're curious, and this might be a question for you, Larry, because it's definitely kind of pulling in Drix here. Given the wartime activity in the 1940s, if there was aircraft wreckage in the area, with the mapping we're doing, would we be capable of detecting it?
Yeah. So there certainly is. I think there's something like estimated 1,000
Yeah.
wrecked planes on the seafloor. In deep water, the Drix sonar would probably not be able to resolve an airplane. In
Okay.
deep water, in shallow water, we could, and the Norbit could, but the Norbit has to be right on top of it, so that we bring the
Right.
Norbit down to it. So you kind of need to know where it is. So I don't think in my looking at the Drix data we've collected so far, um, I've seen nothing that we would indicate, and we wouldn't expect that.
Right.
And so far in our Norbit passes, I don't think we've seen anything either. And well, yeah.
So it's a little bit more luck because of,
Well, I think in our case, the
yeah.
only way we'd be able to find an airplane is if we happen to pass directly over it with the Norbit,
Mm.
or in one of our transits where we still have visual contact to the bottom, and that would be just luck.
Yeah. That's where I've been crossing my fingers and hoping. We also had someone ask if Bob Ballard will be on the ship, and he's in the very room right now. So absolutely, he's joining us on our expedition, his expedition. And if you're just joining us, we are,
So that's the, yeah, I'm starting to recognize these pieces. The gun director.
whoa. So it's been a hot second since we oriented people. Where are we now on the ship?
We're very close to what's left of the forward end. There's a tremendous destruction here, and the rest of the bow should have been here, but um,
And Frank, I wonder while we're doing some of these cinematic shots, if you'd be willing to share a little bit of the story of this incredible ship and how it ended up on the seafloor during the war.
Well, DeHaven was lost towards the end of the Guadalcanal campaign in February 1943. She was attacked by Japanese aircraft and bombed. Um, and the Guadalcanal campaign was literally in its last days. So, you know, we saw earlier, we started this project looking at some of the very first casualties of the Guadalcanal campaign, Astoria, Vincennes, Quincy, and Canberra. And now we're looking at something, at one that was one of the last victims of the Guadalcanal campaign. She's a Fletcher-class destroyer. Fletchers were a backbone of the United States Navy destroyer force during World War II. There were over 100 built, and aren't many left.
so as
There are
we
3 left in the United States, the USS Kidd in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the USS Cassin Young was a museum ship in Boston Harbor, and USS The Sullivans up in Buffalo, New York, Department of Maritime Park there. And that ship, of course, is named after 5 brothers who were lost aboard USS Juno in in the waters around Guadalcanal.
Wow.
and
So,
so having seen the superstructures of other vessels, we know that that gun director was up on top of the bridge superstructure, and so you see that's totally fallen forward. And as Jonathan points out, bomb 3 hit the forward magazine and blew everything forward of the bridge clean off. So that's why there's nothing more left forward of
Wow.
that. And we're seeing this gun director right here that just fell forward into what was once the magazine.
This is Noelle. I was just listening to you guys. That works great for me to get that torpedo shot if we can. But the rest of the cinematic pass looks really good. I'm happy with it, so we don't need to do too much beyond that. So then we can check the debris field and we'll be good to go.
And yeah, and we're going to head to the debris field just due west of us after we're done with this. Yeah, it's a question about a strike on the bow or what's left of it. You know, yeah, the entire vessel is basically running north-south, bow pointing south.
I'm still amazed that we had that viewer come and find that bell for us. Just literally my first note was that we couldn't find the bell, and within 5 minutes it got proven wrong. And if you're just joining us here, we are just finishing up getting some cinematic shots of the USS DeHaven, just a Fletcher-class destroyer. It was sunk in February of 1943, south of Savo Island. So send in your questions here if you have them as you follow us along.
This is a great shot too, looking down like this.
Wow.
Yeah, we're getting all of this.
Is that the funnel off in the?
It's incredible that even though we're right next to this, it's so much bluer, like there's a lot of water we're looking through, even though.
I think the turbidity here has been less than we've seen in many places, which is very, very helpful. We've seen lots of variability with the turbidity of the water,
And that's affects
that
basically.
has a tremendous effect. It's really hard when you have little tiny scatterers like that.
Marine snow and
you just get this reflection from them that makes it difficult to see through it. It's like driving in a snowstorm. Turn the brights on and you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Or fog the same way. Fog particles just a little smaller, having the same effect though.
Those white corals are really contrast.
Okay, this is a good tidbit from Jonathan to estimate how long it took the DeHaven to sink. The estimates vary from about 4 minutes based on the reports of the survivors to about 7 minutes from the Marines watching from Guadalcanal. So that's a range, but it says very quickly, 4 to 7 minutes.
He said 15 minutes?
4 to 7.
4 to 7 minutes. Yeah. That's so little time to prepare. What are we looking at here? Oh.
like some galley equipment in the wreckage there. There's a torpedo too.
So what is the area and size of the wreck and its debris field? Do we have a sense of that?
The debris field it's quite small. Small and concentrated, but it's basically due west of our position now.
Due west, you say?
Yeah.
This is an interesting question. Are we surprised by the changes to the wrecks over the last 30 years?
Well, I think I have very little experience, having only been here a week, but what I've seen is that heavy cruisers have changed less than the destroyers over that time. The destroyers seem to be degrading quicker, but again, just gut feeling.
If you can zoom in, sure.
Wow.
Watch your stern.
Whoa.
And a comment that 1992, the torpedo tubes weren't canted at these funny angles, so you see a total kind of collapse of the structure. Yeah, so there should be an equipment plaque on the torpedo mount controls, which we have to back up a little to see that, a little more. And we saw one quite clearly on one of the other wrecks. Yeah, a little down, a little, yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah. Look at this. A nice clear label there. This will be Tess's greatest challenge.
Yeah.
Oh my
A little more. Can we get more parallel with it?
I can zoom a little further too. I have a little bit more range.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. You can tell we're flying. Oh, look.
Well,
Ben, I
I'll
can't
just
really
be
hear
happy
you.
for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go wider, Ben?
Let's see if we can come down here now.
How many people would it take to operate this at any given time?
Ben, should I go
Sure.
wide?
Yeah, if you
I'm
pull
not
out
sure.
now, yeah.
I'm sure one of my guys will tell us
Okay.
very shortly.
Yeah, it's a cool thought. And have we got a shot down the torpedo? See if there's any torpedoes in there. Curious to see.
I think they're... well, all right, if you can't get face on, we can continue to move on.
Yeah, thanks for the cinematic shots, Ben.
That was some incredible flying, everyone.
Are we done with that then? Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So let's.
You're not on SPL, Ben.
All right. So you have the position of the debris field. It's a little southwest from here.
Yeah.
It's this one.
So I'm gonna coming up.
I think
Please
we already
settle into.
did that
Did
one.
we do that one already? Oh, okay.
There's one that's
okay.
farther off, I think.
All right. Well, then let's head to that one.
Right, Jacob?
That's northwest of us.
Yeah, there's one that they wanted, well, yeah, the
is it
previous
this
watch
thing?
team wanted us to the one that
okay.
says inspect before leaving.
All right.
Okay.
So that's slightly
Thank-
northwest of us.
That is the one.
Perfect.
Thank you, previous watch, for
Yeah.
that. Someone who's been joining for a while said that earlier they found 2 torpedo warheads laying on the deck.
That's correct.
Wow.
Do you want? Okay. I'm gonna just move off the wreck and then I'm gonna hand it over to Mike here. Get him lined up.
As we're maneuvering here, we had a question saying, are we only revisiting warships discovered during the 1992 expedition to see how they have changed over the years, or are we searching out undiscovered wrecks as well? And
We're doing both.
yeah.
Yes to both.
Yeah.
And Larry has a key part of that with Drix.
That's right. Trix is out there trying to search for targets. It's marginal with respect to resolution, but we've had some luck so far. We've identified a number of potential ones. Some turn out to be geology at that range. It's hard to distinguish, but we keep searching and keep mapping.
Okay.
And the maps have been indispensable, especially even at wrecks where we know that they're already there. Yeah.
And I'm sure the locals will appreciate your maps when they're done as well.
Yeah. Before onboarding with the ship, I spent a lot of time in the Drix control room asking questions because there are some incredible mines there. And
Yep, I'm moving towards you, or towards the debris field.
so if you're following along, we're just now exploring the debris field. There's a section we wanted to inspect before leaving this this ship. So this is a wreck of the USS DeHaven. So far in our watch, we had an incredible moment where Frank Clay from Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, actually was able to see the bell from this wreck and helped us go back and find it and get some close-ups of that. We did some incredible cinematic shots going across the ship, and our wreck at about 740 meters under the surface of the sea floor. And so this is a Fletcher class destroyer that we're taking a look at, and we're going to continue looking at this debris field next to see see what we can find before moving on to our next site.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I can't really tell.
That looks like the one that was Drake's.
It looks more, given the color map, it looks more like the Berry Ferry.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like.
It's about 18 meters ahead.
Wow. What
Like
is
cylinders
that?
of some sort.
I'm glad we followed the inspect before leaving request. What are we seeing?
Huh. So Jonathan says that's a torpedo crew shield.
We don't see that very often, apparently.
And the liner for funnel 2.
Which is which here?
The thing with the corrugations is the funnel liner. I can tell you that one.
So that must mean the torpedo crew shield is the one on our right here. Wow.
Whoa.
So if you are just following along here and joining us, we're taking a look at the USS DeHaven, specifically a debris field that we didn't know what it was, but now we distinctly do. I think we are seeing here the...
Well, that's just small. This is just a small part of it. There'll be more.
There'll be more. Oh, incredible. Well, so far we've found the liner for funnel 2. And we think we've seen the torpedo crew shield as well.
And this is all of it.
That's it?
That is
Oh,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That is what the sonar is showing. I didn't name it debris field. You know, I could have just named it piece of debris.
Well, but our experts ashore are very happy with it, so that it was well worth it.
Well, I think it is fair to say that we have inspected it, at the very least, whether it be debris or debris field.
Well, once we make the 360, we will head off to the Preston.
Beautiful, Mike. Nice work, man.
Yep. I think we're good to come up for tow.
Okay,
And
just one bit of
Here.
housekeeping on our end. We got to take our spin out.
Oh yeah, please, whatever you need. It's about 2.2 nautical miles, so I would say 2 to 3 hours depending on speed and conditions.
What was that time estimate?
2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours, all right.
Okay, yeah.
So we will probably get there right at shift change.
Okay, and so it's also some very interesting topography on the way there. It looks like we're going to cross through a small channel, canyon-like feature.
Wow.
Yeah, I see that in the contour map.
Yeah. And we've taken a look at the Drix survey through there, and we don't have it all covered, but there appear to be no convincing targets between here and there.
Okay, I'll keep the Norbit on just in case.
Oh, sure, absolutely, yeah. No, you never know.
Okay.
We're going to be, let's see, target bears 265.
To starboard? No, come to port. Yeah, because you're 265. You're yeah, right. Because you're so. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Roger, I got it. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So since we're transiting to the USS Preston, this might be a question for Frank again, but do you know which of the Prestons we're looking
I'm
at?
already facing 265. Let's see, maybe. Okay, but is that? We should take our turnout, right? We got.
We are going to
Sophia.
be looking at the Mahan class Preston, DD 379.
This is.
She was sunk on 14 November 1942 in action with the Japanese cruiser Nahara in these waters.
Say that last part again
gotcha.
for me.
She was sunk during the November 13-14 battle in Guadalcanal waters by the Japanese cruiser Nahara. N-A-G-A-R-A.
Wow. We had a question here. Is it possible for the wreck of the ship like these to degrade completely? And if so, do we have any estimates on how long that might take?
Yes, it's
Come on,
possible
tight.
to degrade totally, but it will be many, many years, decades before that happens.
Many more decades.
All right, Jacob.
Ready?
Yeah.
Bridge nav. Can we head to my target, the USS Preston?
So I guess we're basically in transit for the next 2 hours. So
That is correct. That means it's history lesson time with Frank. Everybody send in your questions about all things naval history, and our own in-house expert will be ready and willing.
I've been prepping Noelle, so she's going to handle all incoming inquiries.
Oh no, it feels like a test.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
I'm excited because we were so busy we never got to actually meet everyone of our team. So we'll finally do the beginning introductions.
Probably not orbiting, I guess, huh? Or just
Once
doing
we
the
get underway
running
a little
orbit,
more.
not. Right, yeah. Yeah, so we may just be transiting to the rest now.
Y'all, we are the most lucky watch imaginable. Yeah, is there any... How much wood can we knock on, my friend? With a name like Sonar Bro.
Okay, I'm 8-0.
All right, it's now a time to finally meet the front row, now that we're in transit. Great, absolutely fine.
What are these? Are these lights here? Okay. Gotcha.
I have a question for you, Frank. Is it common for ships to be, like multiple ships to be named after the same person?
Yeah, the Navy's honors their heroes and all that with, ships carry on old names all the time.
Understood.
Even today we have ships that are carrying on names from World War II in the fleet. So.
Wow.
If my boss, Sam Cox, is listening, I hope that we can hopefully one day get a new Laffy in the fleet.
I'm gonna cross my fingers for you. Not that I necessarily know if that makes a difference, but I can truly hope.
Well, both of the destroyers in World War II that were named for Laffy had very
We're heading to the
distinguished
Preston, you said?
careers.
Yep, we're heading to the Preston.
The first one here, of course, going face to face with a battleship, before being sunk.
You have
won the President's
running?
Unit Citation, and
Yeah, I'm just making sure everything
the
is
successor ship was also, severely
moving in the
combat
right
tested
direction.
by,
We're not recording
5
orbit on
kamikaze
transit,
hits,
so I'm
but
just
still survived.
Wow.
So that's an honorable record to remember.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and so it'd be kind of nice if we could commemorate with a new ship.
Bring it on.
Certainly
was
inspirational stories for the
That's
crew.
very cool. Thanks, man.
That was the first time I was in the control room I don't think I'm ever going to forget the Laffy. That's a hit place in me that I hadn't expected.
Some of the what? Oh. Yeah. I bet they'll give it to you. Yeah, I was going to say, it's when K2 comes back on board. Yeah. I believe so. I don't know when he comes back on. I think they're bringing both Jonathan and K2 on. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, little Nanomia.
We could probably do introductions now if you want.
Amazing.
Sorry, I know it's like past all the fun stuff.
No, this is great. I'm glad we finally get to meet y'all. Do you want to be introduced as Sonar Bro, or do you want to be introduced?
No. My name is Jacob Stock.
Jacob Stock, nice to...
I am a navigator on board the Nautilus. And when I'm not navigating, I work for the University of South Florida's Center for Ocean Mapping and Innovative Technologies. And yes, I think that's good.
Maybe this time, just to keep it interesting, we all share our favorite science something fact or favorite moment so far on the ship.
Favorite moment so far on the ship? I really liked seeing the Astoria's bow sitting midships directly on top, the anchor chain just strapped all over the structure. That was pretty cool.
Wow.
That was really awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing I've seen. But there's been a lot of good moments, so.
It's a lucky watch.
Mike Burns. I am one of the ROV pilots on board. I was sitting both Atalanta and now currently in the Herc seat. When I'm not on board the ship, I work on other research vessels. And then, yeah, I guess my favorite moment was probably kind of getting to inspect the Laffy, just with how intact everything was forward of the transom and the engine room. But yeah, it was a really good one to dive on. Hello, everybody. My name's Ben Irwin, and I'm one of the ROV pilots on board. And one of my favorite moments was the engine room telegram on that. I can't remember which wreck it was at this point, but the Hidachi. Was it, huh? The Hidachi. No, it was a USS one. It was an American one, and it was standing up, and we landed in front of it and got it centered up. It was like the only thing that was standing. Anyway, that was it. Oh, is that the Laffy? No. I don't remember. Oh, okay. Is that Northampton? More Northampton. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, it was standing up still, and you could see it was the last order was astern. Yeah. And it was kind of this shiny brass things sticking up with just crazy rubble in the background. It was the only thing standing up kind of straight, and we got it centered in the image. It was really striking to me.
I'm Tess. I'm the video engineer, and I really liked looking inside the windows and hatches in the Laffy. I also really liked the glass squid yesterday.
The glass squid was really cool. I think it was a cockatoo squid.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
a type of glass squid. Yeah,
okay.
No, that's correct. I was just looking at some more images. Yeah, exactly. Galactoothus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. Well, then even as Frank was saying earlier, the Canberra, where you had the turret top peeled back and you could actually see what was going on inside the turret. That was really neat to see. And then you think about how many people were actually inside that turret or worked inside that turret.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Not to
Yeah, that's a
mention
lot
you're
of
a
energy.
target, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank, how long would people typically be in the turret and like without coming out of there?
What was the question?
How long would people be inside the turret in like without
How
a
long
break?
will people be inside the turret?
What were their shifts like?
Yeah.
As long as battle stations were called. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know, in tropical waters like this, it wouldn't be a very comfortable duty station when it's buttoned up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That was one of the
And no air
things
conditioning.
when
No
the
AC.
battleship action began on the second night of the naval battle. There was a story that South Dakota, the sailors were sweating so much they actually had someone have to come mop the deck down.
It's all the sweat, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Jesus.
Nasty. Have you ever seen the size of what the ball turrets were in the B-52 bombers and those kind of?
Yeah, their heads were like between their knees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just a very, very cramped in
Okay.
area.
So we just had someone ask if we can get the Norbit view for the transit, and it looks like it's a yes. So as we're moving from our last wreck to the USS Preston, we'll see a little bit of our sonar of the seafloor. It's exciting. So many, you're getting so, I can't do that yet. When I'm stuck, I just take it off and ask by walking over.
Can we rotate it so that we're looking aft as the data comes? Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so if we do have something pop up, we have time to look at it since we're not recording.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bridge, you're saying? Oh, the grid. Oh, I see, yeah. So we have a question here asking for advice when you're kind of navigating your job, what your favorite thing about your job is, and they have any advice for young folks with autism or other kind of exploring curiosities, if anyone wants to hop in on that.
I can talk about my favorite thing about my job. I am the science coordinator for the Ocean Exploration Trust, so when I'm not on the ship, I'm still thinking about the ship and all the things that we need to do on the ship at any given time, and planning and executing all the expeditions. And we work with so many partners from all around the world to make these expeditions happen, from our sponsor agencies to all the local communities in the places that we are working. And I think building those collaborations is really cool. You get to meet so many wonderful people. And one of our main missions is to, the deep sea is so unexplored. We haven't seen so much of it. And every time that we go down, we are trying to kind of maximize the amount of data and information that we can get for the deep sea science community, for local management needs, as well as for, experts in geology, biology, all kinds of different disciplines. And it's really cool and rewarding to be able to work with so many different people from so many different backgrounds and then bring all of that information together to actually make each of these expeditions happen.
Even after just almost, what, less than 48 hours on the ship, every single person I've met just has an insanely incredible story and incredible background. You just never know quite who you're going to meet and what they're going to know, but you'll know it'll be a lot. Does anyone else have a favorite thing about their job?
I'll say for me, it's probably the interesting people that I get to meet and interact with over time. I've certainly met my share of interesting personalities over the last 33 years, and I continue to meet them every day. One piece of advice that I would give for younger folks, though, is never be afraid to admit you don't know something.
Yeah.
If you don't know something, one of my English teachers in high school once said, ignorance is curable, stupidity is forever. So if you don't know something, you can find the answer. Or you may know someone who can help you find the answer. But it's better to admit when someone asks you a question, if you don't know, to admit you don't know, but I can find out.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've come across people who refuse to admit that they didn't know something, and even when it was obviously clear they didn't, and it created many problems down the road.
Yeah.
So,
that's really good advice, man. I think that's something I deeply relate to here, coming in with a background in astronomy. Like, there's so much you don't know, and yet that's kind of the best feeling in the world. It means there's more to learn, and every direction you look, there's something new. So, last watch, we had a really interesting comment. We were talking about potential watch names, and they were thinking that maybe we could name our watch after animals that are up at the same hours that we're up during our watch. So maybe Noelle can...
So
What would you like? You want nocturnal animals?
We want animals that are up from the same phase as when we're up.
Oh man, but we're up at very different parts of the day. We're up at noon and at midnight.
I know.
What's up at both of those times?
You're looking at someone who's an astronomer? Noelle.
maybe we should just name ourselves for the missing Santa's reindeer that Larry couldn't remember the other night.
The unsung reindeer.
Santa's reindeer? Is that what you're saying? Somebody said that we should be the nocturnal ramblers.
That's not an animal.
And we're also up at noon.
I'm a biologist, I don't know.
I bet there are some nocturnal animals. Are there animals that are only up between middle of the day and then only up in the middle of the night? Besides us weirdos. Larry's missing reindeer is a great watch name. Someone's commenting and saying hi.
Yeah. There's been a lot of little things.
Yeah, out in the outskirts.
What do we think those are in the sonar map here?
Well, there's no way totally to know unless you dive on it, but it looks to me like it's some sort of hard substrate, so probably rocks.
Oh, okay.
If I had to guess.
It's only casting a small shadow.
It could. It might be like a meter or so high.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not Herc size.
It's not Herc size, no. But it's not tiny.
If we happened upon the airplane of some sort in that, what size would we be looking at, do you think?
I mean, I guess that depends on the size of the plane.
Man, nothing is a simple answer today.
And also the condition of it
Okay.
after all this time. So
But ballpark, bigger than what we saw, smaller than what we saw, about what we saw?
Smaller. I would say it's smaller than a lot of the debris and the objects we see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially because, Mike, you were the one telling me a lot of times it's just like the engine and...
yeah, a lot of the times, you know, depending upon the wreck and stuff, you know, either the wreckage will be piled up into just a pile. A lot of the times, like I've seen sheet metal that's just folded upon itself, or the sheet metal is just completely gone, and really all you see are just struts from the landing gears or some of the engines. When I've dove up at Midway in the lagoons, that's really all you find are just the more solid pieces there. You don't find much of the fuselage, you don't find much of the wings or any of that kind of stuff, so it's not going to look like just an airplane on the bottom.
I would say that makes, you know, a lot of sense with what we've been seeing as far as what's our theory, hull thickness of the different ships versus the amount of corrosion they have. So I'd imagine if the destroyers turn to nothing, the planes are probably almost all gone. So you're there for the dive on Midway?
No, not with this boat. I was stationed up there on Midway Atoll for, I think, about a little over a month. So
Cool.
there's a little indent there.
Yeah. You can see the scour.
Yeah.
What's the scour?
When you have an object sitting in like unconsolidated sediments, when a current comes by and hits it, it speeds up as it goes around to make its way around the object.
Oh.
And that removes like some of that sediment on the bottom. So it makes almost like a depression around an object.
Oh, so that's what we're seeing kind of in the top middle here.
On the right-hand side,
On
yes.
the right, okay.
So that's kind of like, it gives you an idea of, hey, this is real because I see the object interacting with the seafloor in some way.
That makes sense.
Yeah, well, because a lot of times you'll see things and they won't be real.
Right.
Because this is all unprocessed.
Ooh, how does one process sonar data?
You pull it in to a post-processing software, and you look for like erroneous soundings, noise. You know, if you had hits on like fish in the water column. Yeah.
Technical termination is dot killing.
Yeah, killing dots.
Yeah.
Killing dots. Wow. This is fun because my only comparison is what it's like to reduce images in astronomy, but those are just basically just don't have a lot of signal, so you're trying to use everything you possibly can to hide that.
Yeah.
But we don't have fish in space.
It can be almost therapeutic. I'm going to be honest.
Reducing data?
Yeah, sometimes you have a long day, you're out on the boat, you're working all the time, and you're like, man, I would love to throw a podcast on, sit at a desk, and just kill dots for 8 hours.
Meanwhile, that was not the feeling I had when I was reducing data.
Yeah.
Oh, but it looks amazing afterwards, though.
It does.
Wow. That part is, I agree, incredibly satisfying. I remember I had some tiny signals. I was looking at a galaxy, basically, trying to figure out if there was any kind of emission, looking at areas where a bunch of stars were forming. And there was a bunch of kind of consistent noise in there, and I managed to get it out, and it was just like I walked into my advisor's office like the proudest kid in the world. Like, yes, look at that's beauty. So I guess I get it. Never mind. Therapeutic. Understood. And if you're just joining us, we're currently transiting to the USS Preston. So that's where we're to next, and it's just about the beginning of the next watch. So it's one where we're about to see that. So for once, that watch gets to have some fun too. Ooh, here's a really interesting question. Do you use a vision learning model to suggest which dots to kill, or is it something that you have to do by eye?
I mean, there's a lot of different methods you can do. And I guess some of them would be hard to explain, but usually you just do it by eye. There's filters you can apply. And there's certain algorithms that you can select when processing data to determine how it grids. You can also look at it in terms of like, you can color your... So each of these is like an individual swath, right?
Yeah.
So that's one set of soundings. And every time you make a pass, that's one file. So you can color your soundings by file. And then if you had two passes on like a similar area, something you could do is be like, oh, hey, I have something showing an object, but when I went over it another time, there's nothing there.
So that was a fish or something.
Yeah, so that it could have been anything. It could have been the sonar acting funky.
All right.
So, but there's a lot of tools kind of like that.
And a lot of tools based off like the statistical relationships, right? So if you have multiple passes where you got the same point, and like he's saying, some of them are very different, you can set filters based off of like how different from the average value those things are, and kind of clean things up that way too.
Yeah, because they'll look at the standard deviation from the mean a lot of times, and they'll kind of show that as an uncertainty, and they'll give you a value based on what they think your uncertainty is for any specific sounding, and then they'll even flag it for you.
Hey, that's handy. There was someone who commented a couple minutes ago, and I love this comparison. So when you're seeing something that gets flagged, it's something in the column where you're saying it could be anything, but it makes you see a slightly shorter value for that distance. But they're comparing it to when you're in astronomy, where you can tell a planet is passed by a star because it happens to get in the way and suddenly your brightness goes down. And I like that idea that it's either, a fish or a planet in the way of the ocean floor or starlight.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because light waves and sound waves are all kind of similar concepts. So we both deal with Doppler.
Yeah. All
So
about Doppler. Do you want to explain what Doppler is to our viewers? Do you want me to explain what Doppler is to our viewers?
Feel free.
Okay.
You want to talk about redshifting,
Oh, redshifting. I could do that for hours. Let's not. No.
How far down the hole you want to go?
Yeah. How do we know the universe is expanding?
Ooh.
Light.
I'm enjoying the fact that somehow I'm talking about astronomy in the middle of Iron Bottom Sound. Okay.
What is gravity?
Oh,
oh Lord.
This is now
Why am I here?
Oh, God. Save
Why are
me.
we all here?
The more existential it gets, the worse off I am at answering the question. Let's start with Doppler. So if you're sending, say, sound or light, and it's basically you have a bunch of peaks. So if we're playing a note, a really nice note, then you're going to have a certain time where that makes a sound and then makes a sound right after, makes a sound right after. I do this a lot with our theater of electricity because we make the sound by making a spark of lightning happen, 120 times a second or something similar. But if you were to somehow send that lightning spark moving, then the sound would basically still be sending off at the same time, but it's moving towards you. They end up getting a little bit closer together than you expected before, which means you're actually changing. Instead of having 120, you're having a higher number or a lower number, and that means you're changing the pitch that you get to hear. And that, in this case, is very much what we're doing, because we're sending sound down to the bottom of the ocean and coming back. But how does that affect what's happening here?
I would say also a better example for some people with Doppler might just be if you hear an ambulance or like a police
Ambulance is a good
siren
one.
pass you, it's quiet
You mean
as it
that?
comes up and it slowly gets louder and louder until it peaks,
Yep.
right? And it peak loudness and then it starts going away and it gets quieter and quieter again.
Yeah.
That's a good example.
And the
of Doppler.
pitch changes, so you go like woo woo woo.
Yeah. So
I like the. That's a much better example. You mean that sparks of lightning don't fly at people in their everyday lives?
no, probably not.
Oh, shucks. Oh my gosh, this is an incredible note that someone sent in.
If you, I don't know if you want to reset it or not. I can.
It's going to continuously go off. I might just change it to USBL while we transit.
Okay.
One thing at a time.
Yeah, pitch change is the key
Come
point.
on, you must do at least 5 things at once.
Naturally. Well, while you do that, I'm going to share this story. It says, just wanted to say that when I was in middle school, I wrote to Dr. Ballard asking about the chances of seeing him and his team visit the wrecks off Guadalcanal. And I've never forgotten the fact that he wrote back a very sweet letter that I've always cherished. It's insane to me now as a grad student for my master's in maritime history to see the middle school dream of an expedition to Guadalcanal finally coming true. That's amazing. Wow. Frank, someone wrote in their top 3 classes of ships. Do you have a favorite class of ship?
Oh, I can just see if I answer that one, the can of worms I'll open up with some of my friends.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
That's
it.
all the more reason to do so.
Yeah.
This is your moment.
Yeah, well, I would have to say, even though they were probably the most impractical vessels ever built for the U.S. Navy, we certainly never got our return on investment. I'm going to have to say the Alaska class large cruisers are probably my favorite. I just, they were really the only ships that we built that would kind of technically fall into the battle cruiser category. I just thought they were very beautiful ships, but again, they were designed for a threat that didn't really exist, and they ended up, being valuable carrier escorts, but they didn't survive much long after the war. They ended up in mothballs until the early 60s. Number 2 and 3, I'd have a harder. I'm going to have to think about that one for a.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So what is it about it that it makes them your favorite? Or the random
I just
facts?
think they will pull up a big picture of it.
Okay, I'll work on that. Here we go.
Maybe that'll help.
This one?
Yeah. There's a class of, they were originally supposed to be 6 of them. There were really supposed to be a class of 6 of them. They were going to be named for American territories to kind of show the different in status, because, we named battleships after states and we named cruisers after cities, so they were named after our territories. Alaska and Guam were finished and saw service in World War II. The third one, Hawaii, was launched and very close to being finished, but was suspended at the war's end. There were elaborate plans to convert her into a missile firing platform and command ship, but like a lot of those projects, there wasn't money to do it. And when they began doing that type of work, they chose smaller ships that were still in service.
Wow. So this painting is something that I'm really curious about. Why is these ships kind of covered in black and white? Some interesting.
That's the camouflage pattern. Make it harder for them to be seen visually. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the
We
dazzle?
our museum actually did an exhibit called Razzle Dazzle about the camouflage patterns on ships. Navy actually employed artists to help with that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
to help
crazy.
design them.
And, like, it was pretty effective, wasn't it? When it was being used
Well,
as far
and
as
yeah, I mean, in World War One, yeah, I mean, but it's things like technology improved, like radar, kind of,
killed it.
was it really worth it? That's that's up for debate.
I've seen some ships where it's interesting how visual camouflage and radar camouflage are so distinctly different.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. What did you say?
I was saying it's interesting how, like in World War I, we're looking at visual camouflage, whereas in World War II, and once radar became kind of key, the ships themselves just look so different in terms of camouflage. Do you have a favorite ship that's camouflaged to radar?
No.
No. I understand.
Yeah.
Let's see if there are anything. Everyone likes your choices.
Do what?
Everyone likes your choice. You got the choice of the Alaska is a very good one.
Yeah.
They were beautiful and very capable ships, and a demonstration of excellent taste. You got excellent taste. Yes,
thank you.
yes, yes, yes.
Like I said, after that, it's kind of I have to do some thinking on that one.
I think someone wants us to have some form of AI with our faces. I'm a little confused, but I'm curious.
You gonna do what with my face?
Nope.
I don't like that.
I don't like that idea at all.
Maybe you can unpuzzle this. It says, so why hasn't AI been incorporated in everyone's voices? You know, like a person's voice to face in characters? You know, similar to like the movies like Eddie Murphy or Tara Strong. This would help bring your voice famously to a face. It'd be nice if it was viewing it in the screen to put a face to the voice. So I think they want a little like person who's talking looks like this AI like on Snapchat.
No.
Nope. I think they have our face on the website anyways.
It's true.
The worst possible picture, man. I don't know if you guys had good pictures, but
Oh, what are you talking about? It's amazing.
they took mine, and I'm like, jeez, they did me dirty on that picture.
Chef's kiss.
They haven't updated mine, so I just look like I'm holding a snapping turtle named Bowser, but you can't see the turtle, so I just look a little bit odd.
Yeah.
But I miss that guy. He just passed away like this year. But he was about like this big, like a big, massive turtle. And he was very docile for a snapping turtle. But that might be because he was old and a little bit over it.
Jacob, you can always talk to Jacob and get another updated image for the website.
I can.
You can.
Yeah.
That's,
Okay.
yeah, he's
Well,
an
then
expert.
Maybe
don't
after
tell
this
them
I'll
that.
do my hair, take a shower, and do my hair, and then I'll go and get a photo somewhere.
When you do that, we're doing it side by side. I want an official one.
Yeah.
So I don't look crazy.
We'll be sure we don't use it, but you can always get the updated picture taken.
So Nautilus headshots.
Wow. So now people want to know if there's any submarine favorite classes.
Ooh. Does it have to be a United States submarine?
No.
I would say the Typhoon was pretty crazy.
The Typhoon? Tell me about the Typhoon.
It's the, I think it's Russian, right? It's that massive,
Started as Soviet, yeah, but
crazy.
didn't you see Hunt for Red
Crazy
October?
submarine.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was before you were born.
We don't know how old I am. I can't.
You
did
admitted
tell
that
us
you were.
earlier.
You said you were 4 years a ghost, 92, so that would be, I think, 96.
Yeah. He's
So-
too smart. Your memory is just impressive. Darn.
Yeah, look,
As
look how big
my
that
staff
is.
have a saying about me.
What's that?
Frank remembers.
He does.
And he
I believe that.
memes.
He means.
I memes. I
Oh, you
create
memes.
memes.
Oh, you memes and you remembers.
I create memes from memories.
Wow. All right, so negative 4 years old. This is turning into a meme. I'm terrified.
There are some people here listening, Jeff Barta, Ryan Zamansky, Raj Solanki, who will attest to my meme creation abilities.
Wow.
I even have their families occasionally send me pictures and request memes made.
Oh my
so
gosh. I love that we've
that may be my retirement job. You know?
Please. Note to self. My favorite fact about you thus far.
Naval history content creator.
Yeah, that's the fancy name for it.
Yeah.
Get your own TikTok.
Oh, please get your own TikTok.
We don't use TikTok. Sorry, we're not allowed to in
Oh,
government.
you're right, government.
Get your own.
Get the gram.
Yeah.
The gram.
Get the gram.
Okay, Sonar Bro.
Frank in the morning. I'd listen to it.
Yeah, me too.
I think we could all have our. We could all be a part of a talk show.
Frank in the morning?
I think that's what this is, isn't it?
Yeah.
A talk show in a
He
way.
just shares memes and gives Navy history facts.
I would watch that. I do watch that, basically. Oh. Y'all, the memes are coming in. This is crazy.
I have no idea what the reference to that one is.
Me neither. But remembers is definitely,
Okay.
I like that
Whatever.
in a terrible way. Oh, I see. They're explaining that. Okay. If you're joining us, we are in transit. The best part, because now you get to ask all your questions.
Ask away.
Exactly. Please do.
Ask the audience what their favorite submarine is.
Oh, we've got some answers for that. Let's see. We have
Gato.
Gato-class fleet submarines.
Yep.
×2. 2 people have said that now. Typhoon Akula class, which are impressive.
The Typhoon is cool. It just shouldn't move. It's just so big.
I gotta get a picture of this up. I have questions. I think that a dream of mine is to experience a submarine. Those are massive.
That is not the Typhoon he's referring to.
Oh. See, this is why you have to sit next to Frank. What's your nickname again? Frank for facts, references, all naval knowledge. Can we get meme in there somewhere? Might need a new nickname.
Remembers.
I don't meme myself.
Meme myself.
Just hit the damn button. Sorry about that. That's the one you want, the 941 submarine.
Oh, I see. Was this different?
Yeah.
Oh, this is why you're here to tell me that.
That's the Typhoon that he is talking about. So it was designed during the Soviet times.
Wow.
It's roughly the size of a World War II battleship, or I'm sorry, World War I battleship.
That's so massive. 6 of them were completed.
Yeah.
And 6 retired. 175 meters long.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's absurd. 23 meters across.
Yeah, they were huge.
What's the Nautilus? We have that number off our...
Which Nautilus? This one?
this one, although I do love the fact that we're talking about the other Nautilus, because that's my favorite submarine, but in a little bit of a terrified way.
We are 63 meters, I think.
63 meters.
63, 64, something like that.
So about
Who remember? Here's a question for
3
you.
Nautiluses.
Who remembers the television series that Dr. Ballard sponsored?
with Nat Geo,
No, fiction drama, fiction TV series.
fiction.
What's that? Yep.
Wait, I can't hear you. Come on, Mike.
Sequest DSB.
Sequest.
It's a good one.
I like how at this point Frank just puts his hand up and that's where I Google and he's like, Sequest, what was it?
DSV.
DSV. Whoa. The near future, the year 2018.
Yeah, the near future.
When was this made? I wasn't born yet.
That explains a lot.
Oh, oh no.
Sorry.
Did you ever watch the, just like the old Jacques Cousteau
Yes.
films that they would just put like on in the early mornings? Yeah, I was gonna say when I was a kid, I would watch those like right before going to school.
There's also a movie in the early 60s called Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea that was kind of like a submarine used in a for oceanography. And then it was
Maze
developed
colony.
into a
Oh,
series
never
as
mind.
well.
And for those of us asking, we did leave the DeHaven. And we're on our way to the Preston. Fabulous.
You never know who's listening where. Yeah, I've also got that on.
I
Just
like
keep
that
passing
idea.
it around.
Ship's rumors.
Someone's saying, submarines smell funny inside.
I mean, not really, because after a while you just get used to them.
I don't know if that...
Like when I'm on a boat, you know, for a very long time, you just don't smell anything anymore, even if it's bad. You know, then you go outside and you walk back in, you're like, whew.
Like, I heard that you can smell land. Is that true from a distance?
Yes,
When you haven't been there for a
you
while?
can definitely smell land.
I don't know, I've never think I've experienced that. I've got like land sickness once,
What's land sickness?
like seasick, but like when
in
you're-
reverse?
Yeah, like in reverse. Like you walk on it and you're like kind of moving sideways because you've been underway for so long.
Wow.
Sometimes your legs are sore for a while too when you
Yeah.
realize just how
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, sore legs from being on a ship for too long.
Yeah, if you're like underway for a few months straight, that happens.
Remember this on
Or
July
we're out on
23rd
this-
when you
Can't hear you, Frank.
I was gonna say, out on a
Remember that on
sailboat.
July 23rd
Transit.
when you disembark.
How to anchor for a couple months. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go on your sailboat in Mexico. If you ever need an extra, what is it called? What's someone who sits on the side of the boat? So
Rail meat.
Oh yeah, if you ever need some rail meat.
Yeah.
Rail
Can
meat?
also be the boat babe.
Yeah, boat babe, rail meat, call Sonar Bro.
I'd like to get back to Mexico. I haven't been home in like, I don't know, it's like almost 3 months. So it'll be another month before we head back.
My favorite submarine, Hunley.
Hunley, huh?
So We just got the most interesting message. We were talking about submarines, right? They want us to not forget about the SSN 571 Nautilus, which was the first
Yep.
nuclear-powered vessel and the first submarine to transit to the North Pole. Although, I don't know if it succeeded, but under the ice.
It did.
Oh, it did? I didn't know that. But they were saying here that their dad was on that trip. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, and older Navy ships smell differently than newer ones. Could you class a ship based off of its smell?
All I
could,
know is
yeah.
they all seem very old to me.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time I've been on a
There
new
is a
boat.
there is a distinct smell on a naval vessel. Is all. We'll just leave it at that.
Ooh.
And they still use the 1940s blue electrical mat everywhere. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's real weird.
I'm using Megan's. I misread in the dark my name for my headset. Sorry, Megan.
Let's see. Lock.
Yeah, that's L-O-C.
Megan. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see how you'd make that mistake.
Sorry, Megan. Day
You know,
2 and I'm stealing.
Spread the germs around from what everyone's got.
Yeah. Sorry, Meg.
Everyone's got a stomach bug.
Do they? I don't.
Yeah, it's because you just got here.
Oh,
Give
dear.
it time.
Oh, dear.
We're immune, but you're not.
Welcome to the ship. Oh, any ship can be a submarine.
Once.
Oof.
Any ship can be a minesweeper. Once.
Yeah.
Minesweeper, get out of here.
Oh.
That's good.
You've never heard that before?
No, I never
God, that
have.
one's older than I am.
Oh, okay. The Nautilus went under the ice at the North Pole, but didn't surface through the pack. Somebody was saying their favorite was the yellow submarine.
Yeah.
Like, are you talking about the sub place?
Hmm?
Or the song?
I think it's the song. They sent a YouTube link, and I have a feeling that if I click on that, I'll know what I'm getting.
Yep. OPSEC, don't click on YouTube links.
Yes, that's why I didn't, so I can't know for sure.
Anyone here remember the pink submarine?
What does that mean?
You don't remember that? Google Operation Petticoat.
Okay. My number of Googled lists is getting so long.
I was just seeing what Ben was on. Ben, what's your degree in? Because you have an insane amount of knowledge of biology. You seem to know what everything is that comes across the screen.
I don't have a degree.
No?
No. I'm gonna drop out. I have the highest degree I have is a associate's in electrical technology.
Yeah, you just been here for so long, you just memorized like all the different species and.
Well, remember he said 10,000 hours looking at things underwater?
Yeah,
I think that is much more than a degree will ever get you.
Genuinely.
Yeah, at Ambari, you're always sitting next to some of the world's leading scientists and everything. We did the whole gamut. So, and then you spend years and years, literal years doing this. And
Operation Petticoat was a 1959 comedy movie that was filmed on a couple U.S. Navy diesel boats. And I won't go into the whole plot, but it involves at some point through some misadventures, the submarine ends up kind of pink in color. And it was one of the submarines they used was USS Vallejo, SS-285, was the lead ship of the her class. And when the boat was decommissioned, the conning tower sail structure was removed and is preserved as a memorial on the Washington Navy Yard.
Wow.
And in the mid-70s, it used to be right in front of the U.S. Navy Museum, and it was they painted it pink again as just kind of as a reminder of its role. That lasted for a couple weeks, and then the Commandant of the Navy Yard said, "Okay, joke's over." So it reverted back to its gray shape, but it's a pretty funny movie if you like
I love that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And has some really, some of the old actors and actresses that really made it.
Ooh, this is a really cool question. They're quite curious. What is
I can
each
see
of...
that started people quoting the movie now.
Yeah, yeah, we got a lot of quotes coming in. A couple every 10 seconds. This person's curious if there's each of our holy grail of shipwrecks yet to be discovered. Mine is the supercarrier Shinano.
Shinano would have been the third Yamato class battleship.
Oh.
And after Midway, when it was pretty clear that the battleship's days were kind of over, Japan, the Japanese Navy began converting the hull to an aircraft carrier. It was very impressive in dimensions, but it was at the time was the largest warship in the world, and its commission career was among one of the shortest. It was spotted by the time it was completed or nearing completion. The Japanese had pretty much lost control of the air over Japan, and so bombers were flying over it, and so they actually got an image, a camera picture of it, and that kind of scared the Japanese, and so they figured, okay, we'll move it to a safer location. And while it was transiting to that location, the submarine Archerfish came across and fired a spread of torpedoes. The ship wasn't finished yet, so some of the watertight fittings weren't watertight. They were some of the it allowed progressive flooding.
Whoa.
And after being hit, the captain maintained full power as much as he could, and that just caused the flooding to progress, and it poor damage control, and not a few hours after she was hit, she sank.
Wow.
And up until, I want to say 2006, she was probably the largest warship on the ocean floor. We don't know where, no one's ever actually seen a wreck, but
wow.
Yeah, it would be an interesting thing to find.
Where was that
we
sunk?
know where Yamato is. We know where the wreck of Musashi is. It would just kind of be a. It's off the coast of Japan.
Okay. Wow.
She was being moved into to what they call their inland sea area, and yeah, submarines came across her and gone.
Now I want Drix to go off the coast of Japan for us and try and find it.
This is one of the few known pictures of Shinano.
Wow, it really...
You can see the Yamato class hull form.
Whoa. So these gaps here, would that have been finished? And
no, that's the hangar.
Oh, I see. Okay. Hanging in midair. Why do we have so few photographs?
The Japanese had a fetish about secrecy.
Understood. Keeping things quiet.
So.
Oh, wow. This person would be happy to find, is it Congo?
Congo. That was the lead ship for the class that Kirishima and EA belonged to. She was the only Japanese battleship to be sunk by a submarine, 1944, I think.
You really do remember.
40, yeah, I think it was 44. Let me see. It may have been 43, late 43.
Are there any sunken Japanese warships in this area that are not yet found? What are our top ones to search for? I guess Japanese and other. let you answer your first question, because
Yeah.
I keep sending them in your way.
Yeah, Congo was sunk in the Formosa Strait 21 November 1944 by the USS Sea Lion.
Wow.
Yeah, I think, yes, there are some unknown Japanese wrecks of Japanese ships that have not been found. I'd like to see Akatsuki, one of the destroyers. When Ballard was here in '92, he actually had a survivor from her aboard, and he apparently wrote a book about his experience. I think it's called, what was it? Hang on a sec.
And that's unfound here in the Sound?
Yeah.
Wow.
And but they didn't locate her wreck. I'm trying to see if I can find the name of that book real quickly.
Akatsuki. The crewman's name was Mishiharu Shinya, and his book was, he was the junior officer aboard the Akatsuki and wrote a book, The Path from Guadalcanal, about his experiences at the time, and then subsequently as a prisoner of war. So I ordered a copy of the book the other night when I heard about this. I'm looking forward to reading his account. Wow.
So that's one I'd like to see. And then another one that's kind of special for the Naval History and Heritage Command is we'd like to find the wreck of USS Jarvis, which is one of 2 U.S. Navy surface ships lost in World War II with all hands. And we'd just like to know where her final resting place is.
Frank, what's the story behind the Jarvis?
I'm sorry? Who asked that?
I did.
Oh. Well, we're not really sure. She's referenced in a couple in the battles, but since she was lost with all hands, we don't really know, what the circumstances were. It's believed she was sunk, or she was finished. She was damaged in a surface action. Then it was believed she was finished off by a Japanese airstrike. But again, we don't know because there were no survivors to tell the tale.
That was here in Guadalcanal, or?
Yeah.
Frank, can you repeat that that book name if viewers want to read along too?
Sure. Hang on a sec.
And then in the meantime,
It's called. Oh crap!
wow.
The author's name is Mishiharu, Michiharu, Shinya, Shinya. He was a junior officer aboard the Japanese destroyer Akatsuki, Akatsuki, and the book is called The Path from Guadalcanal. Jarvis was also sunk during that first confrontation on August 9th off Guadalcanal.
Wow.
Again, believed to be by an airstrike.
Interesting.
Was it part of the Northern Fleet or the Southern Fleet?
Neither.
Okay.
Following a night, but she was actually the southern end of Savo Island. She returned from Lunga Point to screen unloading transports. Let's see.
When we next see Bill the intern, we're going to have to ask about Yamato.
Yeah, let's see.
Got a comment that...
enemy torpedo bombers appeared around noon on 8 August, met by heavy anti-aircraft fire. 9 of the 26 planes just penetrated the defensive fire to attack a transport, and they torpedoed Jarvis as she maneuvered between the cruiser Vincennes and the transport. Her crew jettisoned the port side torpedoes and brought the fires under control. She had a 50-foot gash in her side, but was still considered seaworthy.
50 foot and still
in order to proceed under cover of darkness to the New Hebrides. Unaware of this order as her radios had been disabled, her commanding officer, Lieutenant Commander William Graham, decided to steam to Sydney, Australia for repairs from the destroyer tender there. She departed to Tulagi at midnight on 9 August, moved slowly westward between Savo Island and Cape Esperance, and she passed about northward of Rear Admiral Mikawa's cruiser force, which was coming down the slot. Briefly engaged a Japanese destroyer, and apparently the Japanese mistook her for a cruiser that was attempting to escape and dispatched 31 planes from Rabaul. And overwhelmed the ship, and apparently according to Japanese records we got after the war, Jarvis, quote, split and sank, and all 233 of her crew were killed.
Oh, wow.
So, excuse me, that was, like I said, one of 2 U.S. Navy surface ships lost with all hands.
Jeez.
So, again, it's kind of important for us to know where her resting place is, so.
Yeah. And we can't be far on the scale.
Our team has kind of plotted where we think it might be, so, we've asked if there's time and a desire
to try and find.
And knowing that there are other priorities for the project, so.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit about the Preston that we're en route to right now? Get some things up. We have some comments that Preston is actually really high on their list of top ships to see the wreckage of, so they're in for a treat today, as are we all. Here's an interesting question. In the meantime, is it scary being on such a small ship in the middle of the ocean?
What do you consider small?
Yeah, this is a big ship.
That's fair. I'm reading a comment.
This is a larger boat.
Yeah, I've seen some very small ones. Before coming,
If you're not used to it, I would say, when you're in kind of rough weather at night and the decks are moving around, if you're not used to it, you might be unsettled.
Yeah.
Especially if you're, like in your rack and it's dark and all this, and your body's moving with the ship and all that, but you can't see any.
Yeah.
That might be unsettling to some people.
What's that little thing floating?
So USS Preston was a Mahan-class destroyer built prior to World War II, commissioned in 1936. And she was sunk during the second naval battle of Guadalcanal on the 14th of November, 1942. The Japanese cruiser Nagara is credited with sinking her, although there is speculation that there was probably some friendly fire from the USS Washington. So it'll be kind of interesting to see her damage, and with the technology we have now, and see what we can see.
So you're saying we're trying to figure out if it was the battleship Washington that did the damage?
Well, just again, just to kind of see what there is to see.
Right.
And again, see if that speculation holds or if it doesn't. So, when we were diving on Canberra, there was also some discussion about whether an American torpedo had inadvertently struck the ship, and that may have been the cause of why the ship lost power so quickly in the battle. But until I can't say I noticed any telltale submarine or torpedo hole on Canberra, so I don't know. We'll have to go back through the data, review the dives and all that to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be a much bigger process than what's just happened.
So.
Oh, yay. That was a person who's still watching there. That was their question. They just thanked us for asking it.
What's that?
So the question we asked or answered just then was, they commented saying it was their question, that they work in the video game industry, but if they had another life, they would trade places with us in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Hey, that seems like a cool wall.
Yeah, and I see somebody also in the chat field comments, and very accurately so, that the Nagara had a place in the Battle of Midway because she became the flagship of Admiral Nagumo after dive bombers disabled his flagship, the Japanese carrier Akagi.
Wow.
So.
This is interesting. Small is relative. I'm talking about the ship size. There's something to be said about being on a ship and being a day or two or more offshore as a way of making you feel small.
Yeah.
I feel like astronomy has that same effect on me. That was one of the reasons I kind of liked it, is it's hard to feel super, anything is super difficult when everything is so relative in scale, or distance in this case. Ooh, okay, so someone just said, it looks like you have some oscillation with the auto heading. What does that mean? I have no idea what that means. Maybe that's a Jacob question? Oh. Who knows what oscillation with the auto heading is?
Oscillation with the auto heading.
Oh, okay. What is that with Herc?
I'm trying to think if we've seen oscillation with the auto heading on this watch.
Was there a question about that?
Yeah, so somebody asked about why was there oscillation with the auto heading? Is that what they said, Locke?
Yeah. I think they're probably looking at the pattern that Norbit is making. That's my guess.
Oh.
Yeah, we're flapping in the wind right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Someone earlier was asking what we're seeing with this sense of scale. Do you want to explain the sonar reading that we're looking at while we're transiting here? Oh my gosh, I did not see Herc. Wow.
Levitating in space.
Just really?
I
Not
guess
in
I
the
should have stayed
ocean?
on SPL for that, but
Oh, you were on SBL.
no,
Right.
I was not.
Oh, oops. Do you want to say that again?
Yeah, so we have about 150 meter swath right now, and Herc is to scale, levitating in space, as we have said. Orientation. So we're looking back towards where we've been, and then it's showing our individual soundings coming forward. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think. Someone was saying that looks like it's swinging or twisting. Is that
It
motion of the
is,
ship?
yeah.
And
It's
Herc?
it's the motion of Herc as it's being towed through the water column.
Understood. And do we save this? It was an interesting.
We can. Right now, we are not saving the transit data because it's already been mapped by Drix.
Interesting. Got it.
So if we happen to see targets that Drix may have missed, they will populate on this display and we can investigate.
Wait, what's that red one? Oh no, it's gone. I saw an interesting something or other creature. How much data, like in bytes, or are we talking, that you're producing with each of these? Is there a sense of scale of that? Like how much?
You know, it really depends on what kind of data we're logging, like the sounding density for the data itself, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if you're surveying with the EM302, you could record just the individual like bathymetric data, but you could also record like the entire water column.
Oh.
So there's a lot of variation. I think it's in the tens to hundreds of gigabytes worth of data in total, like over the entire cruise.
Oh, okay. It was interesting. When I was learning about Drix and in the control center that we have kind of on shore right now, set up in a motel, like event space, which was really fun. There was seeing that water column, kind of like a triangular shape. So that's where you would see other things that get reflected off besides the surface. Is that right?
Yeah, so
ocean.
You're looking at signal versus time, and we identify the point in time that the software thinks is the seafloor, but you're also getting a lot of data, right? So if you think of like a fish finder, it's operating under like a similar principle. It's
What's
just
a fish finder?
Like like a single beam echo sounder, or like a wide beam echo sounder that's just sending one pulse of sound down, and then it's looking at that whole triangle, and maybe farther up on the triangle, it's getting like a lighter return, and that that lower intensity return could be a school of fish.
I see. That's why you're calling it a fish finder.
Yeah, well, it is. There are fish finders, like people attach to their boats, like a Garmin.
Oh,
that's like how they work.
See, to me, Garmin is biking and
no,
triathlons. I never thought about that.
I'm sure that Ben has like he might have a Garmin on his boat.
Garmin or Furuno or
yeah, there's a bunch of different
There's a lot of different.
But there's a funny little company now making something called a sonar phone.
What?
And it's a little $50 fish finder that you can attach to your fishing pole. And it connects via like a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to your phone, and you cast it out under like a bridge, and you can move it, and you can see what's in the water around where you're fishing at. Yeah, it's really funny.
Seen that, yeah.
Sonar phony, I think.
So Drix is that,
little cameras, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
So much more.
I don't know. You don't think of like having your own sonar system in your pocket for $50.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just thinking, I can't remember the exact number, but it was a much higher number with Drix. Just like add a bunch of zeros on the cost of that.
Yeah, the vehicles are hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Not to mention the amount of time, like history it took to even produce that.
Oh, research? I can't even begin to like contemplate that, yeah.
There's a question, but this is probably a frank one. back in the mid-2010s, there was a period where Paul Allen's team was on a hot streak that got cut short by COVID. How does it feel to kind of pick up where they left off and find or map these lost ships and bring closure to the families of these lost sailors?
I'm glad we're able to do it, and that organizations like OET, even though something like this may not be their primary mission, they're willing to partner with us to make that a reality. So I'm excited that we can pick up where we left off.
We have lots of ship questions coming in at the same time. Okay, so first, we're talking about the Canberra. Would she have been hit by a Mark 15 or a Mark 8 torpedo from Bagley?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Remember your advice?
I don't think it would. I would probably say it would probably be a Mark 8, but let's see if we can find that answer.
All right. There was some advice you gave earlier where it was like saying I don't know is really important.
Yeah.
And look at you following your own advice. And then this person was talking about, there was when they were talking about the sonar, they were seeing a kind of consistent pattern. It got a little bigger and was making it kind of like a consistent phenomenon, which is why they were pointing it out. That makes sense, yeah.
They're starting to drop in on a depth.
I really like how this is something you can't necessarily feel online in the same way, but we'll be doing something and suddenly the ship will move and you'll get an extra signal of like, oh, okay, navigation's doing a great job. I like that there's that, extra sense.
Tess, you've been very quiet over there. Lurking off camera.
I feel like she appreciates being way out in the corner there.
I just like to listen, follow along.
Yeah, I'll lean back and I'll see you just looking around the room.
Well, I have a view of everything.
Yeah, you do have a really good spot there.
Yeah, I know, I love it. Off camera, in the corner.
I like how you have this corner, but yet the most screens. And, well, I guess there's some big ones in the front, never mind, but still.
Yeah, we got the most screens.
Yeah, well, that makes sense, y'all navigator pilots and stuff. You need the most screens.
All the screens.
Actually, it might have been a Mark 15. It looks like the Mark 8s were removed from most USN ships in 1941, except for those that were only older destroyers and PT boats.
Wow. There are lots of people who want to know if OET will do, like where they're going next. They're going to the Mediterranean, or if they're doing any shipwrecks in the future. And I guess that's something that we'll have to just find out.
It should be on their website.
Really?
Yeah, so we are, for the next several years, we'll be based in the central and western Pacific Ocean.
Amazing.
So we'll kind of continue staying in this region, and there's lots to explore over here. But immediately after this expedition, we'll be transiting north towards the Marshall Islands, and we'll be conducting a deep sea research expedition there, exploring some seamounts throughout the exclusive economic zone, doing some mapping for some claims by the Marshallese, and also checking out a brand new National Marine Sanctuary that was established earlier this year, and looking at what kinds of deep sea habitats and ecosystems and species can be found in that newly protected area as well.
I'm really excited for the Marshall Islands one.
Me too.
I'm going to be following along from my museum. It's become my go-to when I'm working on a
That's
project.
awesome.
I think the question about the Canberra torpedo is the Mark 15. And if you look here, I found a picture. Does this look familiar? Didn't we just saw this in the, that's the crew shield.
I was wondering
Remember that cylindrical device we saw in the debris field? That's what it looked. That's where it would have been.
So that's directly on top of the
Yep.
torpedo
Yep.
launchers.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
So I'm thinking I'm not 100% sure it was a Mark 15 torpedo that that the Bagley would have fired.
Wow. I'm glad they asked that question. That just put all of it together.
Yeah. I like this question. Question for the hidden lady in the corner. So which corner are you referring to? We have Noelle in one corner and Tess in the other.
Noelle's less hidden.
What shipwreck yet discovered do you want to see?
I'm excited for all of them.
I like that your nickname is Zoomy Zooms from the other one. Do you like that, or are you requesting a different one?
I'd request a different one.
I think Tess is good.
Tess is much. I like that too. I like the creativity that you see when you ask. So here's a relevant question about how far away in terms of time and do y'all think we are?
We are 1 hour and
Preston.
33 minutes away from arriving at the USS Preston.
Wow. And that's before we slow down.
I imagine we'll have a turnover, so we probably won't slow down.
Oh, great. Sorry, I was thinking the universal we as the Nautilus as opposed to us.
Oh yeah, as a whole?
Yeah, I like how you're like, I'm not going to have to do that. I'm not planning that yet.
No.
What do you mean we, Locke? This is a fun comment for you, I think, Frank, that you'd enjoy. They're saying, the one time you don't want the torpedoes to work, the torpedo works. MK-15 and the U.S. Navy couldn't catch a break.
Oh, because they're notoriously bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
There were a lot of duds and misfires with our torpedoes, especially in the early part of the war.
Oof.
The exploders were faulty.
What a terrifying job to be near that, if it's known. Man. We're in Ohio, and the wife and I have been watching you guys just float around for a while now. So the wife wants to know what the other hidden lady in the corner wants to see.
That would be you, Noelle. No dodging that one this time.
Me?
You can do it, Noelle.
Frank, I feel like a lot of pressure. I don't know if I have a particular wreck, like a very specific thing that I'm particularly excited about. I think I'm really excited to continue to find these new targets that we don't know, like detecting them from DRIX, and kind of that process of looking at all the diagnostic features, learning from everybody on shore and in the room about like what some of the stories were, and trying to kind of piece together that puzzle about what ship is this, where did this come from, like how did it end up here. And I think that's what's been really exciting for me, has been like kind of helping solve those little mysteries as we go along, and answering some of those questions about where some of these features ended up.
Yeah.
I desperately want to see High-Eye.
What's High-Eye?
The
EA.
there we
Japanese
go.
the Japanese battleship.
Ooh.
I don't know, after Frank's recollection of the Jarvis, I kind of feel that was an important one to find.
Has that been found, or is it an unknown?
You asked, who is that you, Locke?
That's me.
That was me.
That was you?
What?
Who asked that question?
Oh, I was saying, Locke asked the question. I was just saying
Yeah,
that the
no,
Jarvis
we don't
should
know
be-
where that one is. That's why it was important to find. EA was Admiral Abbey's flagship on the night of November 13. And she had an encounter when she came into the sound. She encountered the Laffey.
Oh, which was
And so Laffey, you know, her crew suddenly